Okay, I'm at 3781 Woodbury Road, and we are on building 6 now. We're doing sanitary lateral inspections for the purchase of the complex, and we're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern there to the buyer. If we try to clean off the camera, I'm running out of room. Cameras keep getting extremely dirty from all the mud on the high end side. This is not, it isn't, it's on the high side, it is actually mud. And so you can see when they put in these things that it never sees any water on the high side here. And so as it goes through, it stays dry until it gets to the point where the fixtures actually tie in, and then that actually gets watered. This stuff always stays really dry, and so it gets wet and I drag back through it and then end up with a big old mess. And so here, starting to get in a little bit of water here. Most of these I've been able to have to do most of the inspection on the way back, just due to how much stuff gets on the front of the camera. There we go. And so in this building, I'm not 100% sure how far out I need to go, and the rest of them is a little over 100 feet. But on this one, I have to see as we go how far it goes on through the before it gets out. And let's see, so there looks like some grease buildup there. This is probably a kitchen line coming in, and it builds up around the inlet there at the top. But that is a decent amount of grease. It's not causing any problems. It's relatively normal to find, but it is something that needs to be watched, because buildup of grease obviously can clog it, turn into a big old ball, and clog up the line. But it's not at that level yet. You can see it all lining the bottom of the pipe, which pretty much all of these have been that way because of the multiple kitchens that are tied into it. And just, running, just using a sink or a dishwasher can do that, or even the washing machine with some liquid fabric softener, like I've mentioned. These videos will be pretty repetitive. You can see we just entered into PVC, and so we should be coming up close to dropping in the main, and we should be able to rinse off, hopefully, and that way we can take a better look at the line on the way back. For what I could see on the way out, the line looked really good structurally. I don't know how far this line has to go to tie in. I know there's a sub-main on the other side of the property. It carries most of these buildings out and then goes out to the street. The camera off a little bit. Again, that camera lens is only about a half an inch off the bottom of the pipe, so that's nothing to be concerned about, that little bit of water. This is way out past the building, so I'm not really sure where this one's going. I think I'm getting close to the main now. I'm pushing some toilet paper or something. Pretty soon I'll be running out of stick. I'm not even about 150 feet here. Okay, that's about as far as I can get. I'm going to pause the video here and I'm going to locate, find out exactly where I am and see if I am in the sub-main or if this is still a lateral coming out of the building. Okay, so we are over in front of building, let's see here, building 5. And I'm sorry, building 7 is what we're in front of. And so it's coming past the side. This is where it picks up the other building. So we're way past just the individual lateral for this. This is the like the little sub main that's going out to, I forget what that other street is out there. But this all looked really good, so it was gave us an opportunity to inspect all that stuff. So, see, there's a little bit of water in here a minute ago. See if we can get that rinsed off. This is all PVC, and we saw this on the way out, so we know this looks good. We just need to be able to put a little bit of water. And since it's not even any little bellies in here, it's hard to even find enough water to rinse the camera head off. Something here soon. We're still in the PVC, so we're not back into the. Use it a little bit. A little something here. It's not as clear as it could be, but there we go. Still out in that PVC, so here we are turning back towards the building. So this kind of begins that, and then here's the clean out on the other side of the building. So this kind of begins the sub main past that clean out to take it over and tie it in. Here we are back in the cast iron. So there's more grease buildup in this one than there has been in the other ones. It could just be the tenant themselves that dump more down, but it might be a good idea to, you know, flush these out every now and then just because of that grease. And so, yeah, this is getting. Trying to rinse it off here, but it's making it worse instead of better. See if we can get it to. Yeah, there's a little bit better. Okay. There's that spot we talked about earlier. Another spot with like a little bit of grease hanging down from a connection, and that's usually that means that's the kitchen connection. Kitchen sink is usually like that and greasy. It's getting a little frustrating because I can't really see anything, because no matter what I do, the water is even dirty on the bottom. A lot of that has to do with the mud that was drawn in. There we go. And it hazes back over. I can see enough to pick out anything that's majorly structurally wrong, but it's usually a lot cleaner than this, clearer. Without having access to these units, I can't go in there and run a bunch of water either. I'm getting real close to the dry end here, so we're getting ready to come out. I passed all the fixtures. Okay, so we made it all the way back out. And try to wipe the camera off a little bit here. This is getting pretty nasty from all this mud. But again, we've made it all the way, made it out about 130 feet and back in, and everything looked great structurally. Obviously a little more grease than normal on this one, but it was pretty good overall. And like I said, it's probably just due to the nature of the tenant themselves, but the line structurally looked great all the way out 130 feet or so, 35 feet. Way past the connection with the outside at the beginning of the little sub main there, so we were able to inspect probably 60 feet of that, and everything looked great. So that'll end the inspection for 3781 Woodbury Road, Building 6.